Hello wrestling fans, the Wrestling Wizard here and welcome to another video. And in this video we're going to talk about the possibility of the Fiend Bray Wyatt returning to WWE at WrestleMania 38. Now I know what you're thinking, there's no chance. There's a less than 1% chance of that ever happening. Why would Windham Rotunda ever come back to WWE after the way they treated him creatively? And it is a good question. Why would he want to come back? Why would it be any different with Vince McMahon in charge of WWE? Now, if you think about it, the logistics, if you like, of WrestleMania weekend, we know that Windham Rotunda, aka The Fiend, aka Bray Wyatt, is going to be in Dallas, Texas on WrestleMania weekend. He's going to be at WrestleCon, which is basically this wrestling convention for fans all over the world to come and meet and greet some of their favourite wrestlers in person, right? And Windham's going to be there. He's going to be signing autographs. 24 miles away, just down the road, Arlington, Texas, AT&T Stadium, WrestleMania is being held. So logistically, he could appear there, couldn't he? Just a short car ride, and he's there. And just imagine the pop. Imagine if WWE listened to the audience, and we'll get onto that in a moment in relation to Vince McMahon, and appeared at WrestleMania, returned. Imagine 100,000 plus fireflies chanting his name. Just imagine it. It would be absolutely incredible. Like literally, it would send shivers down our spines, and it would mark a whole year, a full year, things coming full circle with The Fiend, and emerging more powerful than ever at WrestleMania 37. Now, allegedly, Bray Wyatt did Vince McMahon a bit of a favour last year and ate the pin from Randy Orton. Randy Orton got the victory, and then since then, obviously, we didn't see him appear on WWE television, and in July of last year, he was fired. We don't know the ins and outs. We still don't know the ins and outs. We don't know whether there aren't plans to bring him back within WWE. A lot can happen in a year, a lot can change within a year. I also think it's a little bit fishy that Alexa Bliss was pulled off television. We'll get onto that also. But to clear some really important points up. When I was watching the Pat McAfee interview with Vince McMahon, which by the way, it was nice to see a human side of Vince McMahon in that interview, like not being the corporate robot that he normally is. One thing that stood out was when he said he always listens to his fans. Now we know that's questionable at the moment, because if you listen to a lot of us, there'll be some better booking decisions, and if you listen to a lot of his superstars as well, there'll probably be better booking decisions. However, when he was asked about the whole Hogan scenario of the past and bringing him back against his will really, but he was listening to the fans, I couldn't help but think, if he's listening to his fans, is he listening to the loyal Fireflies? Is he listening to the Windham Rotunda fans? And could he pull off the re-emergence, re-signing, literally, that would be groundbreaking? I was just about to say of the century, but that's a bit extreme. And bring back The Fiend and Cody Rhodes, two former WWE superstars, at WrestleMania. That would be absolutely phenomenal if he would actually listen. And I just think it's a bit odd that Alexa Bliss also has been pulled off television. She has an association with The Fiend. We don't know that they've maybe in WWE come to some form of negotiation with Windham, and now he's going to return as The Fiend, and that then affects Alexa Bliss, so they can somehow tie the two in together storyline wise at WrestleMania or the Raw after WrestleMania. Who knows? Like, who knows what's going on? It genuinely is exciting, because we know we're going to see somebody new at WrestleMania. Now, the likelihood is we're going to see Cody Rhodes face Seth Rollins at WrestleMania, and that's kind of the predictable one. But what if it was The Fiend, and The Fiend returned at WrestleMania? The Undertaker is getting inducted into the Hall of Fame at WrestleMania. Could there be a passing of the torch, so to speak, where The Undertaker gives essentially The Fiend his powers? And it literally is that, like, hats off to The Undertaker's legacy and passing that on to The Fiend in some way. That would be amazing. That would be a way to reset The Fiend and take him more seriously down the line, because many people have compared The Fiend, especially at the start of his run in 2019, to The Undertaker. They mentioned it literally at SummerSlam 2019, The Fiend has these Undertaker vibes. Now, you can't draw a comparison to the two because they're two completely different entities, but they are larger than life gimmicks. They are gimmicks that we've not really seen before. We've certainly not seen anything of the likes of The Fiend before, for crying out loud. And the creative genius that Windham Rotunda brings to WWE. So The Undertaker would be invested, if booked correctly, in pursuing The Fiend's gimmick longer term and evolving it somehow, and that would be a way to press the reset button. Do I think WWE bring The Fiend back and push him into the title picture straight away? No, and I don't think they should. I think that was one of the many flaws before, was they made him invincible and pushed him to the top and then didn't know how to book him after that. I don't want to see him go after Roman Reigns. He's not going to get involved in the Roman Reigns-Brock Lesnar matchup. It's not going to happen, and I don't think that should happen. But he can get involved some way or other. What that would be would remain to be seen, but it doesn't need to be top card. WWE fans don't care if he returns, how he returns, so long as he does. It'd be amazing to see him back with WWE. He's a merchandise mover for WWE. Financially, it makes sense for them to bring him back, and we want him back as well as loyal fans. And imagine the pop, imagine the way that could elevate WWE back by having Cody and The Fiend returning. That would be a statement heading out of WrestleMania and moving forward, and it would be exciting as well. And there's so many feuds we could see from The Fiend. It's just mouth-watering. Imagine like if Fiend could take on Damian Priest. I'd always like to see a Drew McIntyre sort of feud. That was promised a couple of years ago, or not even a couple of years ago, amongst other feuds. Like it would be amazing. Get that man back. But I know I'm dreaming a bit, and I know the chances of this actually happening are so slim, but you never know and never say never. What do you think? Be really interested to hear your thoughts and opinions. Get down in the comment section, share your opinions. If you could like the video, that would be absolutely fantastic. Really helps this channel grow. Share the video, subscribe if you're new, and we'll see you in another wrestling video.